So we're doing a sort of multi-purpose video here. We're driving to an event, and we figured that we'd bring some stuff along with us to do some reviews in the car along the way. And then we're doing some book reviews. Collected up a couple of them here that are sort of similar, and we'll take a look at them. Now, there's another book that I've got from my collection of scanner stuff. This one's a little bit, I guess this one's on the other side of the tracks, let's say. It's called The Ultimate Scanner, and this one is Check 3. This is the third volume of it. And this was a book that I've wanted for a while, but it's the kind of book that you don't want to buy online with a credit card necessarily. You know, the First Amendment is awesome, but it doesn't mean you want to be on a list somewhere of people that buy books that are weird. So this one is a cool book for, I'll explain my point of view on this. I don't think that you can be a good guy without knowing what the bad guys are doing. So having a book like this that tells you some of the shady things that can be done with a radio lets you know, well, you know, how to use a radio correctly and what not to do, but it also lets you know what kind of shenanigans people might be pulling out there. So I find it pretty interesting to read what's going on the the stuff that you shouldn't be doing with your scanners. Along those lines, I've got this one, which honestly I don't know where this one came from. It says it's called Electronic Spying, and it's by Mentor Publications. And I honestly don't even remember where I got this. I must have got it at a gun show or something, I imagine. It looks like it's just typed, but it's neat. I really liked it. As soon as I picked it up and saw the line jack or the button set in here, the old telephone with ringers taken apart and running alligator clips, that's too much like the kind of stuff I used to play around with when I was a kid. So as soon as I saw this book, I grabbed it. The scanner in this thing is probably decades old, and it looks like the first scanners I used to play with. And really neat book. This is a book that is obviously around, from the 80s. Actually, it says copyright 1976. So some of the stuff that they consider, space age is stuff that I can buy from Hong Kong for a couple of bucks today. So that's kind of a neat one. Along those same lines of, knowing what not to do with radios, I've got this one called Improvised Radio Detonation Techniques. Obviously, not something you'd want to be doing with a radio, but for $10, it was worth getting the information, in my opinion, so that I'd know what it is people are doing, or potentially what people could be doing with radios. And again, so that you know what to keep your eye out for. Lastly, in that whole guerrilla mindset, I've got Improvised Radio Jamming Techniques, and again, the kind of book that you get at a gun show or something that not necessarily everybody who's into ham radios is going to be interested in. But on the other hand, if we're truly interested in being prepared for the worst, it'd be helpful to know how to mess up some radio signals efficiently, or how to mess up some radio signals in such a way that you don't become an immediate target. Obviously, there's radar and trigonometry and math formulas that can pinpoint where somebody is broadcasting from. So books like these help you get some insight into how to throw rocks as well as how to mend windows.